Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, is joining us to talk technology. Good morning, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Hey, we have a case of a surveillance camera being hacked and a video camera in a little girl's room being hacked by a guy who not only watched her, but talked to her through the speaker on the camera, calling himself Santa Claus. That's scary.
It's frightening. The video has been posted, so if you go online and you Google hacker and Ring camera, you'll be able to see it. But imagine if you're the parents and somebody has managed to get into your camera and engage with your children. One of the scariest things you can think of. And unfortunately, it's more commonplace than people know, because a lot of times, whether it's a Ring camera or some other camera that you get for security or to monitor your family, most people typically just leave it set up in its default mode with the default password. And the bad guys know that. And they're out there looking for these devices because they're all connected to the internet, which is how they work. Once something is connected to the internet, that makes it susceptible to be accessed remotely, especially this time of year as people are starting to think about gifts that they might be giving their friends or gifts that they might receive. If you get any sort of electronic device, whether it's a camera or a speaker or whatever, or just new TV, make sure that you change the default password that it comes with and use something complex, something that has numbers and maybe special characters in there so it's not easily guessed.
It's a good idea to put like a space. So if you're, let's say it's going to be an 8 to 10 digit passcode, you would somewhere in the middle, maybe you put the space bar, and then you use some of those special characters, an asterisk, a percentage sign, a question mark, or what have you. Those are all the kinds of things that are supposed to make for a strong password.
When people complain to me that the complex passwords are hard to remember and I have to write them down, and isn't that a security breach? The answer is yes. But rather than trying to think up a word that or some sort of password that doesn't make any sense, come up with a phrase. My birthday is in January. Use a special character and use those spaces as your friend. Rather than trying to get too creative, it's easier just to think of a phrase that you know you're going to always remember and use that and substitute some of the letters for numbers or use upper and lowercase or special character.
Hey, the other thing too is that hackers will hover near online shopping carts. So if you're doing online shopping for the holidays, you have to be careful about that. And how are they going to hover near those carts and steal from you?
We talked about this e-skimming that's going on out there. And what's happening is that some websites are relatively easy for hackers to break into and basically drop some code in there that allows them to track everything that's going on in real time. So if you go on to some Etsy shop, or in some cases it's happened to big brands, people like Home Depot have gotten hacked by e-skimming. People will watch you as you type in all of the information that you use, and including your credit card information. And it's much like the mechanical skimming that being done sometimes at ATM machines or gas stations, where they can collect the credit card information and duplicate that card. They can do the same thing by just tracking how you're buying and how you're entering your information.
Okay, so just a word of the wise.
'Tis the season to be careful.
Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today to talk technology. Visit them online, alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the Twitter handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.